Very good. So the next question. And this is again, like I said, I combined a whole bunch of things so that it should be in a few condensed questions. The New York Struggles is
It's
organic
fine.
and
You can
very
do. You can make. You don't have to condense it. I'm fine. I'm here for you. I'm perfectly fine.
Scott. The New York Struggles is organic, right? And therefore, without adding sunlight, one can potentially produce a wide range of shades from blue green to blue violet to blue purple, especially when not heated to very high temperatures, right? So, how do we know that the ideal color is dark blue, like blue, and not blue is purple or blue is violet? Also, how much do we need to get caught up in one specific color?
What was the second part?
Also, like how much do we really need to get caught up in one specific color that this color is tails and the others are not?
So I just remind myself. I told Dr. Zeideman told me I should say something. I forgot to say it. Very important. He was very strong. Two things. He was very strong. You have to talk
Yes.
nicely, not make machlekas. Very strong. We can mechabed each other. That was the very thing he made emphasis again and again in the email and talking. The next thing he said was that does not nothing to do with what he asked. I just reminded myself. I don't want to forget about it. That he said people should not be discussing the chemistry of the chemicals and all these things of the Murex trunculus. People ask how it's made up. It's exactly Kal Ilan. Different. If you are not a chemist, don't speak about it. It's just like going to a guy in the street and asking him a pshat in the Rashba. If you are planning to write some scientific thing, fine, you could speak about it. But if you are not shaykh to the sugya, you're not a chemist, don't talk about the subject. It's not your subject. You're going to be going in a dark room. Leave go of that subject. Okay, it's very important because a lot of people talk about the subject and they have no clue what they're talking about. Keep away. Okay, now back to your question about the color. So the color of tchelas was actually discussed at length in many svarim. I discuss it at length in my sefer exactly what the color is. Now, it's not a question that the tchelas is blue. That's not even a question. We have many rishonim, many proofs that the tchelas is the color of the sky. The Rambam says of a clear sky, and we know the way that you tie the tzitzis is supposed to be has to do with the color of the sky. So the tchelas is for sure blue. That's not a question. It's not up for discussion, actually. Even if we would only be able to make purple out of the Murex trunculus, then we would say the Murex trunculus is not the chilazim. But it's not a question from the Rishon that the tchelas is blue. Now, could it be purple? Actually, Chazal, we don't find anything about purple. Maybe purple is a part of a blue. It might be part of the blue. Possible, it might be a tzad yetzer. In one place, of Shamshav Hirsch seems to put purple and blue together. The Abakurs maybe depends which purple. Maybe it depends on purple and violet. If it's a reddish one, reddish blue wouldn't be kosher. The point is, as long as it's in the blue family, then that would be as far as it should be kosher. But if it's nighter to any other color, edom, then it wouldn't be kosher. So edom is definitely a different color than blue. Is purple a different color than blue? Well, that we could discuss. Not much sources discuss it. I discuss it in my sefer. But that's a discussion. But there's no point in making blue purple because we know it's blue, and that's what the chilazim makes. And I'll point out something very important. I once sent it to you, Rafi. I never got to make it. This is this that the Murex makes purple, and is assumed that the main color of the Murex making purple, and it also makes blue, is a mistake. The main color the Murex makes is blue. As a matter of fact, the purple that comes from the Murex ends up turning blue. So much, though, that there were those that were made purple tzitzis. I'm not sure what they relied on, but they made purple tzitzis, and they ended up turning blue. Dr. Zeideman writes that in order to prove that the Murex makes good purple, we would have to do more research. Even if the Murex makes purple, it is definitely not the main color it produces. There are many Murexes, the younger ones, the older ones, different places that only make blue. One in Tunis makes only blue. It doesn't even have an option of purple. There's many proof that I wrote about this, but Arichas Gedola, that the color which the Murex produces is blue. And I think there's important information which has to be clarified and correct the big mistake that was made all generations. I'll note that the reason for this mistake was that the word used for the Murex was always purpura, which people associate with the word purple, which is a big mistake. Purple in the earlier writings has no association with the color of purple. It's just the dye of the purpura. And anywhere it says purple in the earlier writings, has nothing to do with that color, and you can't prove anything from that. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.